Sometimes when you're wrong, you've just got to admit it. And when it comes to Hong Kong International Airport, there is one very specific thing that I was very wrong about in my Cathay Pacific video from a couple of years ago. So today, over a bowl of noodles, I'm gonna clear that up. Of course, there is also a flight. We'll be continuing my itinerary down to Bangkok in business class, a short-haul experience that is pretty hard to beat. By the way, my next 5 videos to come out are always listed in the description. Let me welcome any of you that might be new to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm here to give you a self-funded and honest look at some of the best, and some of the not-so-best, airlines and hotels in the world, which I've been bringing to you full-time for the past 4 years. Check out my hundreds of videos, scan the QR code, or click the link in the description to learn more about how I do things. Let's get into the trip report. Personally, I love calm and quiet airports. There's something about arriving before literally anyone else that I really enjoy, and today was like the ultimate experience, as I really did feel I had the entire airport to myself. So I'm gonna lean into that a little bit in this video. A bit less talking, a bit more atmosphere. I arrived last night from New York JFK and spent the night at the airport hotel. So now I'm just making my way to security and immigration since the check-in desks aren't even open yet. I really don't know what possessed me to leave my airport hotel 3.5 hours before my flight, but here we are. This airport opened in 1998, the day after the famous Kai Tak airport closed. Built on reclaimed land to the west of Hong Kong, the airport has been expanding in phases over the past 20 years, with its largest expansion to date under construction now. This is all part of the airport's master plan for 2030. So far, more land was reclaimed and a third parallel runway was added. The next 2 phases are expanding Terminal 2, which used to feed into the same concourse where we are now, but will now be redirected to remotely support a new concourse north of where we are, with 60 new gates. Cathay has a number of lounges in Hong Kong, including the Bridge Lounge, which recently just reopened after an extensive renovation. The last time I passed through with Cathay was when COVID restrictions had only recently been lifted, and at the time only the Wing Lounge was opened. My impression, as I shared in the video, was essentially, I mean, it's okay, but I don't understand what all the fuss is about. This is just a regular business class lounge with good noodles. What followed that video was a long series of comments from viewers telling me yes, but also no. Yes, the Wing is not over the top amazing, but no, that is not the best Cathay has to offer. Enter the Pier and my apology. I've never apologized to a lounge, but also, I've never quite loved a lounge as much as I loved the Pier. For prejudging you, almighty the Pier, I am sorry. The lounge is absolutely stunning, and I should mention that the new The Bridge Lounge looks very similar. It's large but cozy and impeccably designed, featuring some pieces from Manx. And if you love this lounge as much as me, you too can bring a piece of it home. Cathay sells a selection of pieces from their lounge on their website. There's a sofa for around $25,000 US dollars. I think I'll stick with just visiting the lounge. The lounge has 3 primary areas, starting off with the living room and bar, followed by the famed noodle bar, and then the tea room. Here's our aircraft for our flight to Bangkok, an A330-300, Cathay's workhorse for short and mid-haul regional routes. They currently have 43 of them in their fleet and are the biggest operator of the type. Beginning next year, some of them will be reconfigured with their new seats. And over the coming years, some of them will be replaced as Cathay begins to take delivery of their 30 A330-900 Neos on order. I always think that Hong Kong has the best gates of any airport. Signage is clear, boarding queues are clear, they even tell you what the weather's going to be. I was warmly greeted as I stepped on board and made my way through the first cabin to the second mini cabin. The first cabin has 7 rows, with 3 in the second, for a total of 39 seats in business. I was able to secure a bulkhead seat in the mini cabin, my all-time favorite seating related phrase. If you're flying on one of their A330s and have any mobility issues, the bulkhead center seats are the way to go, with unlimited space to access the seat. The entry to my seat is a standard size, but the footwell is quite a bit wider, which would be good for anyone on their longer flights. Otherwise, the seat in general is a very slightly smaller version of the exact same seat on their 777s. Their A350 seat is nearly the same, but with some more modern touches. If you're enjoying the video and would like to support the channel, there are many ways that you can do so. A quick like on the video and subscribe helps videos with the algorithm. You could join my YouTube channel memberships to get early access to some videos and access to all of my community posts. Or you could check out my Patreon, where I post the most and can help you out with any travel related questions. Whatever you do, thanks for doing it. Here you can see the footwell of a standard seat and then mine. Pre-departure drinks, hot towels, and menus were passed out, and the safety video began as we pushed back for taxi. I love airlines that still publish their route maps and route and fleet information in the back of their magazines. Or, well, airlines that have magazines in general, I guess. When I was a kid, I would always beeline it straight to these magazines when flying. As for the comforts on board for this short flight, we have the same Bamford pillow of a nice quality, and blankets are available on request only. Here's a look at the full menu. Note that the red prices on the wine list are my addition to the graphic, just to give you an idea of how much it might cost to buy a bottle on the ground. Everything in the air, of course, is free. Service on board was, I don't know what the word for the extreme of extreme is. Service was extremely efficient. Right after takeoff, the speedy crew would quickly move through the cabin, taking an order and nearly instantly delivering the tray. As I always do on these short routes, I went with the dim sum selection along with a black coffee and Coke Zero. I had this tray 24 minutes after the engine spooled up. The crew on this flight was exactly what you'd expect. Efficient is the name of the game, and came with fleeting smiles rather than the other way around, which is fine with me. Entertainment on board is the same system as my previous flight, with a broad selection of movies, but an older moving map edition. Their noise-canceling headphones are pretty good though. The bathrooms were some of the cleanest that I have seen, even with polished chrome finish handles, and the standard selection of Bamford products. Here you can see the spacious lie-flat seat with that cute little lip that pops up when reclined to fill in that gap with just a little bit more sleeping space. A small but nice touch. Overall, this is exactly what Cathay should be doing for these short flights, and I think an 8 is where they deserve to stay. Enjoy the rainy but beautiful descent into Bangkok. So I do have just one more flight to catch before the day is over, so that's where I'm heading now. I really do hope that you enjoyed this trip report today. If you did, please be sure to click that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my weekly flight and resort reviews. I'll see you next time from Mauritius. As always, thanks for watching until the end.